You're listening to Gin and Chat with Lo and Nat. So pour yourself a chilled martini and sit down for a chat.
Showing you lines. 'Cause I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit. They say, baby, gotta fake it till you make it. And I did. Lights, camera, bitch, smile. Even when you wanna die. He said he loved me all. As I was life was too short. Breaking down, I hit the floor. The pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more. I was grinning like I'm winning. I was hitting my mark. I'm like, we have to get the chorus. And I should with the broken heart. I love this part. I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday. Every day. I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me. Like the plague. I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. It's an art. Me crashing out right before this. You can't even do it with a broken heart. Oh, damn. What a great song. Happy Life of a Showgirl release day. We got so excited when we found out that our episode was going to be releasing the same day as the Life of a Showgirl.
So obviously we had to go all out. Duh. The orange for you. I'm wearing an orange dress. We have orange glasses on. We have mint
green fans.
Mint green fans. We're having our
really
caramel
nice.
coasters and a pumpkin espresso martini.
Yeah, and
Hell yeah.
unfortunately, I don't really own a lot of orange in my closet, so
It's fine.
this is what it is. But
You know what? The black matches the microphone.
yeah,
So it's kind of like
contrast of the two. We're vibing.
Sure.
But we're really excited for the release of this album, and unfortunately, we did have to pre-record this. So
Yeah.
we would love to like actually listen to the songs with you and just do a review. But unfortunately,
But hey, we can't.
not out
but
yet.
You know where you should be today after you watch Gin and Chat? Go to the theater to see the Fate of Ophelia, right?
yes,
Yes, the Fate of Ophelia music video and little documentary.
absolutely.
I will be there. Will you be there?
I'll be there.
Cool.
I have tickets. Hope to see you there. You better go see it. You might see a little familiar face in there.
Cheers to Life of a Showgirl.
Cheers to Life of a Showgirl, because we are showgirls.
Yep.
We're back with our pumpkin espresso martini.
Are in these mini glasses today.
Aren't they so
These aren't
cunning?
mini glasses, but these are mini glasses.
Facts.
We're wearing huge sunglasses,
But mini martini.
mini
glass.
martini glasses.
And I just love small things. I have an obsession with like miniature items. Little I think they're so cute. Well, okay. I didn't want to go there, but she did. So cute. And it gives me Life of a Showgirl vibes, like Dina Von Teese.
I
doing
love Dina Von Teese.
you know,
Yes.
rolling around in a martini glass, like such a vibe.
I really want to have a photo shoot one day where we're in a martini glass.
Yes.
I think that'd be so fun. We should do it.
Okay, cool. Anybody out there, can you make that happen?
Sponsor us so we can do it. Thank you so much.
Please. Let us know.
Today we're going to talk about our experiences as a showgirl,
Absolutely.
which I'm excited about because
Yeah.
we have many.
We
From
do.
The time we started being a showgirl, which arguably was probably like 3 years old,
Facts.
to 27 years old now.
Yeah, that's a lot of years of showgirling.
24 years, baby.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a long showgirl career.
Jeez.
And I think, you know, there's a lot of glitz and glamour that comes with the being a showgirl, but there's also some like stress ball change action chaos that comes with being a showgirl.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Stressful change action.
Stress ball change action. And so we're really going to unveil that for you. And we just want to give you a little insight into what it's like being a real life showgirl.
Amen.
Cheers to that.
Let's go.
So I think we should start by explaining, you know, how we became showgirls. What started it all for us? What was like the first performance or the thing that got you into being a dancer? You start.
Shall I go first? Okay. Well, honestly, my mom put me in ballet in the recreation center, like the park recreation center.
Absolutely.
And she went and watched like our show. We had like an end of the probably week show. So yeah, probably wasn't an end of season. It was probably on Friday we had the show. And I was telling everybody what to do because I was so annoyed that they weren't following the instructions.
Oh, you
yeah.
better.
So I was on it.
She was a
And then
leader.
I told my mom that I was bored, and she thought I was bored with dance. But what I really meant was I was bored with these people that weren't understanding what to do, and I wanted to go to a more serious place. I'm like 4 years old, like something crazy like that. 3 years old, 4 years old. So then I ended up going to a studio, and I had always wanted to be on a big stage. And then the end of the year recital, my parents just said, like, you know, when you just see that kid where you're like, they had that light on the stage.
Yes.
And that's something that I always got, and I've always just loved to perform. I've always said this, I'm not a naturally talented dancer. I'm not flexible. It took a long time for me to like have technique. I had to really like study dance in order for me to be good at it, but I've always loved to perform, and I've always had that light on stage. So since I was a little girl, I always saw that, and I always kind of knew that I was like meant to entertain, as I am now with these fucking glasses on.
Maybe she's a star.
I know. And I used to like put on performances for my like family when I was growing up, and I would. On Christmas time, I would literally like write out on a piece of paper like a flyer, like Lauren's performance at 7 p.m. and I would pass it around, and then I would have everybody else, like all my cousins, doing parts, and I was the one in charge to tell them what to do. And I saw a thing on TikTok once that was like, you know, you're mentally ill now if you put on performances for your family when you were younger. You're like, damn. Like, yeah. So that was like my first glimpse into it, and then I really just always wanted to perform. Yeah. And I had said when I was little, I asked my parents for my like 8th birthday for an agent because I wanted to be on TV and in a magazine.
And that says everything you need to know about Lauren.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a star. She's a performer.
I've known it since I was little. I said, people are meant to hear my voice.
I love that. You're meant to hear me.
Yeah.
On this podcast.
So that's how I got into dance. And then I think it's evolved. My performance qualities and love for like other avenues of performing has evolved since then.
I love that.
Yeah. What about you?
Mine's a little unconventional. It wasn't really a specific performance that made me want to be a dancer because nobody in my family really danced.
Same.
So we had no idea that was like a thing. And then basically I was born with pronated feet. So my toes like turned inward and I would trip myself when I ran. I know, I was kind of sad. And then at night, my mom, I had to wear these braces that would kind of naturally turn out my feet when I slept, and it was pretty uncomfortable, but it was because I was young enough that we could like fix, you know, the body and the way it was formed. Yeah. And so I wore those for a while, and then when I was about 3, my foot doctor, my podiatrist, he said that I should take ballet, and that will help me train my feet to turn out. And so my mom was like, okay, like, we'll put her in some ballet classes. So I did ballet, tap, jazz, as most of us start. And I literally never looked back. The second I stepped into that dance class, I was like, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do. I love this so much. I love to perform. I was the same way as you, just very much a natural performer. And I always had a passion for it. But, you know, flexibility didn't come naturally to me. That was something I worked really hard for. And and then when I was about 7, my teacher, what is with this microphone and accent? Listen, my teacher came up to my mom and she said, Natalie's really talented. Have you thought about trying out for the competitive dance team? Yeah. My mom goes, competitive dance? Yeah, what is that? What is that? That's a thing? And so I did. And then I made the team and I really just never looked back from there. And then once you kind of get into the competitive convention scene, it's like, oh, this is hardcore. We're really in this. Yeah. And then, I just kept going and I really couldn't see myself doing anything else with my life. So here we are.
To be a showgirl, or just honestly, like we're translating that to be a professional dancer. Yeah. It takes so much sacrifice.
It does.
Growing up that people don't see. And I think we joke about it because I'd always be like, oh, I can't, I have dance.
Oh my God, classic.
I can't, I have to be gone this weekend, or I'm going to be gone this summer, or I have a rehearsal at Saturday morning. So I can't go to that party on Friday night.
Yeah. And I think that's why dancers are so automatically connected and drawn to each other, because we just automatically understand and empathize with that. Yeah. You know, the second you meet a dancer, you're like, you get me.
I mean, it's like, okay, so I guess some people have started at like 16 and it's insane when they do that. And
I know.
Just like, oh, wow, you just started dance like 5 years ago.
So
you're
jealous.
Everything. But a lot of dancers like obviously have to start very young. And my friend David was asking me the other day, like, how do you teach dance? Like, how do you pick up on that as you're older? And he wasn't putting it in terms of like basketball, because he was like, well, you could teach someone basketball, but how do you teach someone dance? And I'm like, yeah, you need to start from like the basics.
You do. There's so many other skills that you learn from dance besides just actually physically dancing, which is why I get very defensive when people talk about, you know, why would you go to school for that? It's like, I understand their argument to it. And you definitely don't have to go to college for dance at all. But I just, you know, your path can be your own. And to work in the industry, you definitely don't need a college degree. Absolutely. But I just think that there's so many other learned skills that you get from dance, like time management, discipline, work ethic, passion, all of those things that can be applied to so many different careers, which is why, you know, I always advocate for it.
Lindsay Arnold's the other day went on her TikTok and said that, you know, you people are critiquing these pros, but this is a job that you literally could never do. And she was kind of getting some hate for it.
Yeah.
But I completely agree with her.
Yeah.
I was dating this guy once whose ex-girlfriend had found out that he was dating me and I was a dancer. And she had told him, she sent him like this long thing. She had told him like, oh, she's a dancer, like diminishing what I do basically.
Absolutely.
And just being rude. And I said to him, if I wanted to, I don't know, get any 9-to-5, go back to school to be in finance, to
be a lawyer.
Be a lawyer. Yeah. Choose to be a PT. Like I could do those things because of what dance has taught me. I'm able to have determination and work ethic and time management. And if I wanted to learn a new skill and apply it to my life and choose it 100%, I would be able to, and I would excel in that career. But she could never do what I do.
Yeah, pretty much.
So put some respect on my fucking name, all right?
Please applaud the showgirls in your life.
Put some respect on my name.
Because it's hard and we out here hustling, you know? I would like to talk about, I know we both have some crazy stories about just like the wildness.
With a broken heart.
Yeah, literally. But you know, what it takes to be a showgirl and like maybe the ugly truth behind it and just some crazy moments in our career where we've been like, okay, is this really what I'm doing?
Okay.
Like this is wild.
Yes.
So mine specifically that comes to mind. There was one day, this is back when I used to dance for Carol G, and they needed someone to come sub the show. So one of the dancers was sick, injured, etc. And so I got the call from my friend who was the choreographer at the time. I was sick on the couch, I remember. I think I had the flu or something. So I was, you know, down bad.
Yeah.
No makeup on, laying on the couch, rotting away. And I get this call and she says, could you perform in the show tonight? Tonight. As in, I'm looking at the clock and I go, so you want me to be on stage with Carol in a giant theater, you know, arena in like 5 hours? Because this is before she like really, really blew up. But it was kind of like right when she was starting to do it. I think Microsoft Theater, I'm pretty sure. Basically wanted me to come perform in this big arena, like 5 hours from the time the phone call happened. And so, of course, I'm thinking to myself, I have to go.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Right.
Hadn't rehearsed with those dancers in over 3 months. So on the drive to downtown LA, which traffic, obviously, I'm looking at rehearsal videos on my phone, trying to remember the choreography to make sure I know it. And then I get to the stadium. We have, you know, probably not even 2 hours. I was just in fight or flight mode. I can't even remember a lot of the details because I was just panicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just have to be there. And I show up and I remember, you know, I was trying to find parking and I'm basically yelling at security, like, I need to get on stage soon. Can you let me, like, just guide me to where I need to be? Find the backstage door. Didn't have a pass or anything. Someone had to bring me a pass. I come backstage. One of the girls is helping me do my makeup while the other girl is like reviewing choreography and spots with me because, oh, I didn't know any of the formations. So I was just expected to like plug and play for this multiple hour show in that same night. And I've never been so stressed and overwhelmed in my entire life. And I just knew in that moment, I didn't have a time to think about, can I do this? It was just do it. And so first time I'd ever worn in-ears also, which, you know, if you've never worn those, it's like basically being underwater. So you put in these headphones and it's great because it keeps you on beat, but you also feel so trapped. It's like wearing headphones.
Right.
And then you're trapped in this like your own bubble and it's so hard to hear things going around outside of you. So I just remember that entire show. I mean, I definitely got cut from a few numbers, which thank God, because I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, this is embarrassing, not only for me, but for everyone else. And I was not prepared or set up for success. And I know that, but I also just knew I had to do my job and just step up and try to do the best that I could. And I did.
Right.
And, you know, I basically just looked at my opposite the entire show.
Yeah.
And just copied and was like, okay, I think this is where I'm supposed to go. Oh shoot, this is the transition. This is the formation.
Oh my gosh.
I looked horrible. I mean, I look at
That is so
videos
stressful.
and I'm like, that's probably the worst I've ever danced in my life. I think other people may not have noticed as much as I did.
Sure.
And luckily, you know, the show happened. It wasn't the biggest deal ever, but it was just the craziest,
chaotic.
wildest feeling. And I remember getting in my car after that experience and just sobbing and thinking to myself, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can ever do this again. This is crazy. But that's just the life of a showgirl. And it's we go through these impossible situations and scenarios, and then we pick ourselves back up. And it's that resilience factor that I think what makes, you know, showgirls, performers, it's like the most respectable quality about them. It's that ability to time and time again be knocked down and have to
By
find
so
it
many
in
external
yourself to come back.
factors. Like it can be experiences like that. It can be people, like choreographers. It can be getting cut. Like all the no's that you're going to experience even before you get the yes. And then when you get the yes, it feels chaotic or it can. And then it has to be an internal, like, what am I trying to say? You have to like internally pick yourself up off the ground a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because no one's going to do it for you.
Right.
And so I think that's the hardest part is this career path or just being a performer in general comes with a lot of internal responsibility. Like at the end of the day, you have to be the one to decide.
Motivation. That's what I was saying.
Yes.
That's what I was
Thank
thinking.
you. Yeah. Internal motivation. You have to be the one to say, I want to pick myself back up and I want to do this again. And I remember being a teenager and my mom, you know, after I would lose a competition, big deal, you know,
But like
to
big
me,
deal back then.
big deal back then. And as a teenager perfectionist child, I was very much hurt by that. And I remember she had a conversation with me once and she looked me in the eye and she said, can you handle this?
Oh.
Like, do you actually want this for yourself? Because you can choose to walk away.
Yeah.
No one's forcing you to do this.
Right.
And if it's affecting you this deeply, maybe it's not for you. And in that moment, I had to be like,
Yeah.
you're right.
Right.
Like, I'm choosing this path. And so if I'm not able to bounce back, I'm never going to survive in this industry or with this career. So I had to decide, okay, I got to, you know, move forward, be resilient, bounce back.
Last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back.
Still relevant. Still relevant. What about you? Give me a good story.
Oh,
Give me a good showbiz story.
So, I had to go to a rehearsal the morning after my grandma died. That was a big one.
Talk
That
about
was
resilience.
A big push. That was a big push.
Face
That was the I
adversity.
could do it with a broken heart moment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was excited for this job. I was excited for this job, and rehearsals started Monday morning. And it was a whole week thing. It was like 7 days of rehearsals, 9 to 5. And Sunday morning, I was actually at an appearance for Clippers because I was also on Clippers at the time. So I'm also going away from another job that I have to do.
Yeah.
Because obviously with NBA, NFL, there's a lot of outreach that you do as you're part of the team. So I was like going to schools or something that morning. I was still in my Clippers uniform and I got a call from my dad. And he was like, hey, can you come home to take care of Ranger or dog? We have to take Mama Nina to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then I like drive and I'm like, no way. Like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah, it should be okay. Then things just started to take a turn for the worst and it happened very fast. He calls me, actually, you have to come to the hospital.
Yeah.
Instead of coming home. And then she passed away that evening. I was literally, thank goodness I had to change the clothes in my car, but I arrived to the hospital in my Clippers uniform. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, are you actually kidding me? I'm wearing bedazzled shorts right now and I have to go through this? No.
Yeah. So unfair.
That happened on Sunday night. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, like I have rehearsal at 9 a.m. Of course, I got like 1 hour of sleep.
Yep.
I ended up like messaging the choreographer and the producer of the show that night when it all happened. And I just said, hey, my grandma just passed away. I'll be at rehearsal, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be. And I remember stepping in that rehearsal and we learned the first 8 count. And I was like, okay, like now's not the time where I have to think about anything. Like I just have to do it, and I have to put my head down and do it if I want to do. Because we were rehearsing at the beginning of the month. The show was at the end of the month, and I was like, okay, if I want to do this show in a few weeks, just do it. And what am I gonna do now? And what was crazy is we learned to dance to a song that had like a lot of talk about like heaven. And I just felt like she was speaking to me then. And I did it, and I was there that whole entire week. Natalie had to come pick me up a few times because I just didn't have the energy after to drive myself anywhere.
That's okay.
But that was a crazy, can I handle this? And this really is work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting career because it takes so much out of you, not just mentally, but physically and emotionally.
Right.
It's, being a performer is giving yourself to an audience.
Yeah. It's like you're an artist, but you're also an athlete at the same time. So in all areas, it can be really, really draining.
Yeah. I talked about recently, I kind of opened up about the fact that I was going through a breakup during tour.
Yeah.
And I had some people comment and be like, no way. And I'm like, yeah. That's what we do.
Right.
That it can't change the performance that you're about to give.
Right.
Because nobody knows what you're going through. So you have to just bury that.
People forget that, like, yes, a performance is an extension of you, and you are the face that's on the stage exuding that emotion, but it is a performance. It's a job. Like, you have to do that no matter what you're feeling when you're backstage.
Yeah. And I think, other people understand that in terms of other jobs, but they may not look at dance or performance as something that requires that of you, but it does so deeply.
Yeah.
It's hard.
That was a crazy one.
Yeah, that is a crazy one.
Another lighter one was I did a burlesque show. So I was like a true showgirl for a couple months. So I toured with this show, and it was just so funny because I did my like main solo. Super fun. I feel hot. I feel fun. Like I'm in it. I'm playing this character. I go off stage. I have about 45 seconds to change into a full, what best can be described as just like latex head outfit. I can't even do it justice, but I had 45 seconds to go from this like hot, fun character that I just exuded on stage to this like gremlin, basically.
Lock in the gremlin mode.
And I had a 5.5 minute solo too, so I was exhausted. And I'm backstage, and like the costume people are like back there helping you, and it's just like chaos all around. And I'm going from this like great character to like putting on this like latex head with these like big hands, and then just standing backstage like in my latex head, just heavily breathing, like trying to catch my breath. And then having to go on stage and be like, okay, now I'm ready, and I'm playing this theater character,
Yeah.
But I'm like that. I actually recorded one time the behind the scenes of like my quick change because I was like, I have to keep this for me.
No, it's
and it was me being like, R2 malfunctioned, and can I have a new belt? And I'm okay. Can I have my fan? Can I have my water? Okay, I'm gonna put my head on. Okay, we have 10 more seconds. Okay, music starting. Let's go. Yeah. It's crazy. It's actual chaos backstage.
Yeah. I think quick changes are one of the like craziest parts about the business.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so wild. It's a science. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also something you have to practice. It's like the first time you do it, you may not make it, but you got to figure it out. You got to line it up perfectly and know, okay, exactly when I come off stage, this is how long I have. This is the order of operations. And this is how I'm going to get back out there.
Yep.
It's wild.
Yep. And also, big life of a showgirl lesson is like the high that you experience when you perform, or just the adrenaline, and then coming off of that stage and like going back to your hotel room or going back to your room for the night. You're just like silence and you're alone.
It's such a weird juxtaposition. Yeah, you don't understand how much that energy is going to affect you.
Yeah.
And then when you finally wind down and you crash and your body just has that like pure exhaustion feeling, and you just let go and release, it's crazy. It's such a weird juxtaposition. Damn. The life of a showgirl. It's wild. I want us to also insert, so when Taylor announced that she was releasing this album, everyone was kind of making those showgirl posters just like hers, and a lot of people were posting, this is my life of a showgirl.
Yeah.
And we both posted something because we, funny enough, both had costumes like that or had moments in our career like that. I know mine was so silly, one of those random just gigs in between. But I improv'd at somebody's birthday party in Palm Springs.
Oh, wait, I have a story like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I was, 23 at the time, and I thought to myself, this is sick. I'm literally just getting paid to improv at somebody's birthday party wearing this amazing jeweled costume.
Yeah,
and it was hilarious, but that's what you do.
That reminds me of my Super Bowl gig that I did when I was also like 23 years old. Yeah, a lot of like entertainment companies will get hired by people who are throwing parties and then they need dancers. So they'll bring us in, in those like in between gigs. And there was like a Super Bowl party at this like gorgeous house in Beverly Hills. I was actually dressed up in a Chiefs uniform, funny enough. And it was like the first year they had won the Super Bowl. And we like rehearsed dances. I mean, it was like cheer routines that if they would win or if they would score a touchdown, then we would do the cheer routine. And I remember thinking, it's a day's work, like whatever, it'll be fun. My friends are doing it. We get there, they say, actually, we don't want you guys to dance. We just want you guys to walk around and just be like human props and cheerlead. And mind you, it was also, for some reason, freezing in LA. And I just was in my little cheerleading costume, walking around pom-poms and thinking to myself, is this it? Is this it, or is this just the life? And it's funny because you have moments in your career that are like that. And then you have moments in your career that are really exciting and the things that like you want to be doing. And you kind of just like go back and forth a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to be okay with that.
Yeah. And I think what we've been talking a lot about lately in life is just how to find fulfillment outside of those things, because it can be so draining to constantly have this battle in your head of, oh my gosh, this is the best feeling in the world. I'm living on cloud nine. I'm feeling so fulfilled in this performance or whatever, and having this validation from the audience. And then the juxtaposition of that is you have moments where you're freezing cold, not being treated well, not getting compensated well. And you think to yourself, is this worth it? So, I think part of being a showgirl, being a performer, is finding that self-worth outside of your performance, because it can be so easy to wrap yourself up in the constant performance of it.
You know what I think is like a true life of a showgirl is like your daily habits and the way that you show up every single day, not just when you're on stage.
Yeah, huge. Like, who are you as a human?
Right.
Outside of being a showgirl.
Right. Being a showgirl is fun, but it's glitz and glam to the people who don't realize that takes a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes. You know what was my favorite part about just dance in general is dressing up, like playing a character.
Yeah.
And getting to wear these crazy costumes.
I definitely have had those moments in my career where I'm just thinking to myself, what do you mean I'm getting paid to just dress up?
I just dress up and dance.
Yeah,
like, why don't we take it so seriously too? And it's not that serious. It isn't.
It's true. It's like, if you can maintain the joy in it and understand your why and go back to the little kid in you that was a performer, I think that's when you can really tap into the beautiful parts of the industry.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? It's so silly. It's so fun.
It's
getting
so true.
to dance for these artists or these big shows or these commercials or things. It's like,
that's
so fun.
When I did my Roland Garros campaign, they gave us like tennis rackets, like old tennis rackets, and I dressed up in a country club outfit. I'm like, okay, like I literally just do some pirouettes and like, pretend that this is all the day's work, And then you like see it in on the screen, and you're like, oh my God, this is produced so well and edited so well, and then there's me just dancing.
It's so fun. Cool. I would say, just any advice to like young performers, I guess, that may be watching this podcast, I would just say, try to maintain the joy within it. I think it's really easy to lose it.
It's so easy to. We all do it. I did it this morning. We all do it. But I think that's great advice. That's the reason you started in the first place. Even telling the story of like our first performance and the things we wanted as children already made me feel so much better of the crash out that I was having this morning of like, dance, is it so serious? But it's not really not. It's really not.
And it's also natural as a performer to have a love-hate relationship with anything. I think athletes can relate to this too. I'm sure, you know, a lot of pro football players, pro basketball players, people who are so dedicated to one thing, of course you're going to have periods of burnout. You're going to have moments where you hate it and you question why you're doing it.
But the great thing about those sports is like they have an off season.
Yeah.
We don't give ourselves an off season as performers. It's really hard to, at least, to feel like we should be doing something else, or what am I not accomplishing, or what am I not striving to accomplish?
Yeah.
Why am I like letting myself have a break?
Yeah.
But if you think about all those other high performers, like they give themselves an off season.
Yeah. We're always constantly trained to think, what's next? What performance is next? What can I be doing more? We're comparing ourselves. It's a very competitive environment because it's also not a team sport.
Right.
Dance is a weird juxtaposition between you're not really a solo star. Like rarely do you ever do a solo or perform a solo, but it's also not a team sport. You're competing with hundreds of other dancers
For that spot
on that job to then not have a solo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's really weird.
That's so true.
And you're a star in your own right because you have to outperform or outdance or, you know, get this job over all these other really talented individuals. But then when you get on the job, you're no longer a star.
Right. You have to blend in.
You have to blend in.
So true.
It's super weird. So I think it's, you know, mentally taxing, and I just feel for anybody out there who chooses this path because it's not for the faint of heart.
It's not.
But that's why, you know, I think it's important that we're saying and we're reminding ourselves even, it's not that serious. It's fun and it should be fun, and you can't lose the joy of it and get so wrapped up in the accomplishments of it or the task of it that you forget why you started it, because all of us have a different why.
And
I
you
can't
get
explain
caught
it.
up in the comparison of it either, or other people putting pressure on you to have a comparison.
Yeah. Your career is absolutely what you make it.
Right.
And if you want to just dance, you want to just dance. If you want to dance, act, sing, you can dance, act, sing.
Right.
It's
If
completely
you want
up
to
to
dance
you.
for a bit and then take a couple years off and then come back and dance some more,
Cool.
great.
Fabulous.
Great.
You know, and this is advice that we're also giving to ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think back to when I was little, and the thing that I remember the most out of anything is joy. You know what I'm saying?
no, I so get it,
I look
yeah.
back at those early performances or my why. You know,
I also
always
had a fearlessness at that age.
absolutely.
I was like, yeah,
Why
let me
not?
try out for this.
Yeah.
Let me do this because I can.
Yeah.
You know?
And the reason I kept going back over and over and over again was because I love it. I can't explain it, but I think people who do this and have made it this far or have just dedicated a large period of their life to it understand you have to truly love it.
Yeah.
And it has to be a passion in order to pursue it this far.
Right.
And it's really easy to lose sight of that passion, but it's what carried us through our entire life.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Because you get caught up in the industry of it all and the egos that you encounter, and your own ego that gets put in front of you so heavily, and you don't know which direction to go to, and it can be really confusing.
It can.
But the passion has been there. I mean, for both of us, I think it's a lifestyle that chose us. Like, we didn't choose it, because sometimes I think, man, if I could have chosen any other way, but I just know I would be miserable in any other serious field that's not a creative outlet, that's not a performative outlet. Like, this is the gift that God gave us, and this is the gift that we are meant to utilize.
That was my stomach growling. This showgirl is hungry.
This showgirl's hungry.
We'll keep it in there. But yeah, I think, you know, I bet a lot of young dancers watch this podcast. I know some other performers watch it. And I urge you and encourage you to remind yourself of your why and your passion and where it all started for you. And it's easier said than done, but it's the whole reason we're doing this.
And remember that you're a showgirl 24/7, not just when you're on that job or not just when you're in that class. You know, that's the part that's going to bring you the most joy, is when you just honor that part of yourself always. And then that will exude more confidence when you're in the class, when you're at the audition, when you're on the stage, because you have such a strong personal why. And I don't want to say personal brand, because I don't want you to like feel like you have to brand yourself, but just be who you are always.
Yes. Absolutely. Stay true to yourself and honor that, and, you know, find the fun in it. Bring back the fun.
Bring back fun. Make dance fun again.
You know what I think is going to make dance fun again?
What?
This new album.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's going to let us embrace the fun in being a showgirl, but also the chaos in being a showgirl, and even Taylor Swift at the highest level that you can get in being a showgirl.
Literally.
She still experiences these same human emotions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she experiences, you know, some doubt and insecurity, but then that's followed by, okay, I'm going to use that to find my actual voice in this and let it be heard by millions of people and be okay with the judgment that might come with it. And that's why I think we gravitate towards her, because she is so authentic.
She is, yeah. And haters going to hate, but she's just going to shake and keep being a showgirl. So
Amen.
amen to that. We're so excited to listen to this album. Make sure you go see the music video in theaters.
Yay!
We'll give you guys like a review on our story, because obviously the album's not out as we're recording this.
I'll be in Arizona being a showgirl at that time, so I gotta work.
Exactly. And I'll be in La La Land being a showgirl. So look at us go.
Hell yeah.
But we're so excited. So we just wanted to make this episode to kick off this amazing new album and talk about our experiences as showgirls.
Yeah. All right, you guys, enjoy. Go to theaters this weekend, and we'll see you back next week.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you had a great chat. Lo and Nat can't wait to have you back.